Today, we're going to talk about phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy is a scientific term that refers to the arrangement of leaves on the stem of a plant. On most plants, leaves are arranged in a definite pattern. It's very unusual for a plant to have randomly placed leaves. One of the main reasons why the leaves on a plant stem are arranged in an orderly way is to ensure that each leaf is exposed to the maximum amount of light with a minimum amount of interference from other leaves. The first type of leaf arrangement is the alternate arrangement. You can see this type of leaf arrangement in the diagram. In this type of leaf arrangement, there's only one leaf at each node. And a node, by the way, is the spot where the leaves attach to the stem. The next type of leaf arrangement is the opposite arrangement, which you can see in the diagram. In this type of leaf arrangement, there are two leaves at each node, and these two leaves are opposite each other on the stem. This type of leaf arrangement isn't as common as the alternate arrangement, with one leaf at each node. Where was I? Oh, okay. The last type of leaf arrangement that we're going to look at is called the whorled leaf arrangement. This type of leaf arrangement is the least common of all. It isn't as common as either the opposite or the alternate arrangement. In this type of arrangement, in the whorled arrangement, three or more leaves are attached to the stalk of the plant at the same node. In the diagram, you can see three leaves at the same node, but it's also possible for there to be more than three leaves at the same node, and the leaf arrangement would still be considered a whorled arrangement. Now, I hope you've been paying careful attention to this information about phyllotaxy, because I have an assignment for you that's a bit different from the homework assignments you've had so far. Your assignment is to visit the university's botanical garden. Were you aware that this university has quite an extensive botanical garden? In the botanical garden, there are examples of many different kinds of plants, and each plant is labeled with the name of the plant as well as other information about the plant. For your assignment, you are to find three examples of each of these different types of leaf structures. Write down the names of the plants that have these leaf structures, and then turn in your lists on Friday. It'll be quite easy for you to find examples of the alternate leaf structure because, as I said before, this is the most common type of leaf structure. It'll be a bit more difficult to find examples of the opposite structure. But by far the most difficult leaf arrangement for you to find will be the whorled structure, because this leaf arrangement's so rare. You'll have to spend some time finding examples of the whorled leaf arrangement in our botanical garden. See you on Friday with your lists. Hold on for a minute. Just a word of warning. You'd better not put off the assignment until Thursday evening, as I'm sure many of you are used to doing. The botanical gardens close at sunset each day. So, if you try to put this assignment off until Thursday evening, you won't be able to get it done.
Hello, Dr. Trent.
Hi, Sandy. Come on in. Is there something you wanted to talk about with me?
Yes, it's about the project in music class.
I thought I explained it pretty well in class, but what's your question?
I'm just not sure what you want me to do for the project.
I think I explained it clearly in class. You were in class, weren't you?
Yes, I certainly was.
Well, then why don't you tell me what you heard about the project?
Okay. I know you said that we should choose a composer.
Yes, that's right.
Well, does it have to be a composer that we've talked about in class, or can it be a different composer?
I think the project's a bit easier if you choose one of the composers from class, but you really can choose any composer for the project.
Okay.
So, do you have a composer in mind?
Yes, I do.
And is it one of the composers from class?
No, it's not.
That's okay. Now, what are you supposed to do for the rest of the project after you've chosen a composer?
The next step is to research the composer. I haven't started the research yet, but that doesn't sound too bad to me.
And what are you supposed to learn about the composer?
I know we were supposed to learn about the composer's style, his style of writing music.
Yes, exactly.
But are we also supposed to learn about him? I mean, about his life?
Some background about his life would be helpful. But really, the focus is on the composer's style of writing. Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
And now for the final part of the project. What are you supposed to do for the final part of the project?
That's the hard part, if I understood you correctly in class.
Well, it's the most interesting and challenging part, I think.
We're supposed to write a short piece of music in the style of this composer.
Yes, that's right.
That's a lot harder than doing some research. When you do research, you just have to find things. But in this part of the project, I have to create something on my own. I'm not sure I can do that.
I'm sure you can. Keep in mind that it's just a very short piece, but it does have to be in the style of the composer you've chosen.
That's what I thought you said in class. But it sounds so hard.
It's a challenge, maybe, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it once you get into it.
Today, we're going to be reviewing some information about the Great Lakes, and we're going to see that traditional beliefs about the Great Lakes do not reflect scientific reality. First of all, can you identify the Great Lakes on this map? Hannah? Lake Superior is the largest and northernmost of the 5 Great Lakes. The two smaller lakes to the southeast of the other lakes are Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. The two lakes in the middle are Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. All right. Now I'm going to ask a question that sounds like an easy question, but really isn't. This deceptively easy question is, which of the Great Lakes is the largest? Jack?
It seems like an easy question because on the map, you can clearly see that Lake Superior is the largest, and any almanac of world information lists Lake Superior as the world's largest freshwater lake. But I know Lake Superior really isn't the answer you want.
And do you know why Lake Superior isn't the answer I was looking for to the question about which Great Lake is the largest?
Yes, I think so. I believe I read that scientists who have studied the interactions of the lakes have found that Lake Michigan and Lake Huron actually interact as one lake.
That's exactly right. So, in reality, which of the Great Lakes is the largest?
In reality, Lakes Michigan and Huron together are one lake. You could say that Lake Michigan and Huron is the largest of the Great Lakes and the world's largest freshwater lake.
Okay. Now, let's go over the arguments for considering Lake Huron and Lake Michigan rather than two. Pat? Well, first of all, Lake Huron and Lake Michigan are at the same elevation, and they are connected by the Mackinac Strait, which is also at the same elevation. If they were two distinct lakes, they might be divided by a stream or a river. However, the Mackinac Strait is not a stream or a river. Instead, it is a body of water that is 3 to 5 miles wide, wider than most lakes. That's right. So what does this mean? The Mackinac Strait is not a river that separates two lakes. Instead, it could be argued that there is one giant lake, Michigan Huron, and this one giant lake narrows at the spot known as Mackinac Strait. Not bad at all, Pat. I couldn't have done better. Now,
Let's see if some of the rest of you can match that. What about you, Hannah? What about the flow of water between Lake Michigan and Lake Huron? The flow of water between the two lakes can reverse. Whenever there's an imbalance in the water levels in the two lakes, the water levels can equalize rapidly in either direction. Very good, Hannah. And what does this mean? It means that if the water level becomes higher in Lake Huron, water will flow from Lake Huron into Lake Michigan. And if the water level becomes higher in Lake Michigan, water will flow from Lake Michigan into Lake Huron. So the flow of water between the two lakes can move in either direction, from Lake Huron into Lake Michigan, or from Lake Michigan into Lake Huron. And the water levels in Huron and Michigan will always equalize. What conclusion can be drawn from this information? This means that the two lakes, Michigan and Huron, are in reality acting like one lake instead of two. Exactly. You seem to have a good understanding of this material. I'll see you at the next session.